More NFL Combine coverage coming at you guys from Indianapolis, Indiana. Day 2. Let's break down some winners and losers on that front, the defensive backs and the tight ends. I will make note, not all the agility drills known for most of those players are getting some of the corners as we sit here filming this. Let's begin with one of those corners who we know is not doing the agility drills. That's Clemson cornerback Nate Wiggins, who, very interesting day. All things considered for Nate Wiggins. The blazing 40-yard dash. 4.28 was the official number. The unofficial was 4.29, so just minor note from what you'll see here in a second. Also suffered an unfortunate injury, hip flexor strain on that 40-yard dash, which limited the rest of his day. Two other notes here as we go to the relative athletic scores from my guy at MathBomb on Twitter. Great, just, comprehensive, holistic picture of size, weight, relative to size and weight, relative to other positions there, or the same position group, I should say, all valuable. Not great arm length, 30.5 inches, kind of not very good. Super light and skinny, 173. So some pros and cons there, but overall, really good athlete. He will be a first-round pick in this year's class, as we expected going in. Now, if you want more NFL Combine winners and losers, the quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs tomorrow night, then type me in the comments section, and we'll continue to work extra shifts here to make that happen. Let's stick with the cornerback room. Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo is next up here, and I was impressed by him going into the Senior Bowl, more impressed by him coming out of the Senior Bowl, and remain very impressed by his overall profile. This is a fantastic athlete, and this is a player who I think has a real shot at being CB1 off the board, or at least maybe CB2. He's a first-round pick. Didn't have the national buzz because he's from Toledo. This guy's going to go early. If you wanted him in the 20s, it's not going to happen. 6'1", 185, 31-inch arms, great vert. How about a 4.33? 40-yard dash. That's insane. Again, I will make note, a lot of these are the unofficial times, with some of the official ones still set to be formally finalized. So you might see the minor adjustment, but hey, talking 97th percentile athlete right here. Let's go to Rutgers. Max Melton, the cornerback. Melton, or Rutgers fans know that last name too. Again, the common thread for all these guys, great testers. Great testers, and that does matter for NFL teams. Not the biggest guy. 5'11", 187, good arm length, 32-plus inches, 40.5-inch vert, 11.04 broad. So that's 11 feet, 4 inches, by the way. Sub 4.4, 40-yard dash. What more do you want? That's awesome testing for, maybe mid-late day 2, day 3 type of corner. Let's go to tight end. Remember, they were also testing, although the biggest name we'll get to did not test. Theo Johnson out of Penn State. Now, I will make note, you're about to see what tentatively is a record-setting athletic score from Theo Johnson, a 10 from at MathBomb, which, again, it's all formulaic there. He thinks it's not going to stay that way. The splits are all unofficial, and the likelihood is they'll drop maybe a little bit. But Theo Johnson, this is incredible. 6'6", 259, 39.5-inch vert, 10.05 broad, 4.58 40, 33-inch arms. It's insanity. Penn State consistently churns out great athletes, although one guy we'll get to was not a great athlete today. Are you looking for a non-Brock Bowers, JT Sanders tight end option? This is the type of guy you're going to gamble on. In a very much not great tight end class, Johnson stands out among the rest. Who do you think was the biggest winner from day 2 of the NFL Combine? Pin comment on today's video. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Jarrian Jones out of Florida State. The more and more I dig into this cornerback class, the more and more I like it. Not just the round 1 guys, but your day 2, even your early day 3 prospects. And Jones fits that mold as well. Out of Florida State, just a shade under 6 foot, 190, 30-inch arms is not very good. He might end up being a nickel corner, but almost a 40-inch broad, 4.38, 40-yard dash. This Florida State defense, I said it last night, I'll say it again. Underrated for how good and how freaky athletic it was. It was an absolute unit. We're going to continue along here with some more day 2 corners. Khyree Jackson out of Oregon. Again, very impressive tester. I think second-ish round, likely where he's going to end up going there. His testing numbers here. 6'3" and 4'8", so nearly 6'4", 194 pounds. It's massive for a corner with 32 and 7/8 inch or 3/4 inch arms, so nearly 33-inch arms. 11:01 on the broad. 4.5 is not blazing speed, but we're talking 4.5 when you're 6'4", almost 6'4". That's really good. All right, Cam Hart out of Notre Dame is next up here again. Just like Jackson, fits that mold of a likely day 2 pick at corner. Or in the winners, you know what I'm going to say, he tested super freaking well relative to his peers. 6'3", 202, 33-inch arms. In a cornerback class that is trending more and more light, it's kind of the nature for most of these guys. They're getting lighter these days. Got a big guy, 6'3", 202, great arm length, and 4.5 40. Plus great explosive numbers too. What do you not love about it? Let's get a safety on here. The safety class overall is kind of, it's not bad, but it's not great. There's no Kyle Hamilton in this year's class, but I think Cole Bishop surprised a lot of people, including myself, with just how well he tested today, or tonight, I should say, at the NFL Combine. 6'2", 206, bad arm length, sub 30, not ideal, but he ran a 4.45, has a 39-inch vert. Those are things that can work, and I think of the two Utah safeties, Bishop versus Sione Vaikai, who's going to do some offensive drills, by the way. Stay tuned for that tomorrow. Can't wait. Bishop was by far the more impressive. Today's show is made possible by Game Time. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. Killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, their best price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. They've got deals and tickets right at the start of the event, even at times an hour after it starts. It is the place to find last-minute seats. They've also got exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals for football, basketball, concerts, comedy, theater, whatever it is, they got you covered. So download the Game Time app today, create your account, and use code NFLChat. That's NFLCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply, but create your account and redeem code NFLCHAT for $20 off your first purchase. We appreciate Game Time sponsoring us here at NFL Daily. Let's move it along now with some more defensive backs. Notice a trend. There's a good athlete group here. Full disclosure, I have not done any work yet on Decamerion Richardson out of Mississippi State, but boy, this is impressive testing right here. His numbers, 6'2 and a quarter, 108, so a little bit light, 4.3, 4.30, really good arm length. I've been told mostly day 3 buzz for Richardson, despite not getting to him yet. But this is the type of guy you gamble on. I want in general, it's not always 1-to-1. Sometimes bad athletes, relatively are good players and vice versa. Day 3, you're going to gamble on the great athletes. Dominique Hampton, he'll be overshadowed by the Washington receivers tomorrow and a tight end we'll get to here, by the way, momentarily. But Hampton, again, maybe not the most athletic safety group, tested very, very, very well here at the NFL Combine in Indy. 6'2 and 3/8, 215, 33 and a quarter inch arms. So he's a big, big safety, and he ran fast. 4.51, 39-inch vert. Those are the things you're looking for when you're trying to find that next day 3 hidden gem. Let's go to Ryan Watts out of Texas, the defensive back. Now, I will make note, MathBomb's got him listed as a safety. I think he might play more corner. This is stupid measurables. Just stupid. Almost 6'3", 34 and 5/8, or 34 and a half inch arms, excuse me. That's like good offensive line arm length. It's insanity. 40 and a half inch vert, the 10.05 broad, a 4.5 340. Also, did get some agility numbers for him. Seemed pretty strong there. Mikey Sainristel also had good agility numbers, which certainly makes sense for him. Now, the lack of ball skills is a very troubling thing for Ryan Watts, but hey, athletic freaks almost always get drafted. We'll have more NFL Combine coverage for you here at Indy. We've been posting a bunch of stuff. We've had interviews, had meetings, etc. Hit that sub button if you haven't already for more NFL Combine coverage. Let's hit some tight ends here. The other, Washington tight end, Jack Westover, not testing due to an injury. He had his hand in a brace from a previous injury, or I guess maybe more of a wrap than anything. Devin Culp out of Washington, a 4.47 40-yard dash, unofficial as of filming, at 6'3", 231. It's pretty fast for a move tight end. Go to Jared Wiley out of TCU. I was talking to co-host Harrison Graham here, who's TCU. I'm like, keep an eye on Wiley. I think he's going to test really well. Could end up being tight end 3. Status staying level from that perspective. 6'6", 249, and a 4'6", 240. Again, tight end 3 is up for grabs. I think Jared Wiley and even Theo Johnson helping themselves out tonight. Disclosure, I have not done this player at all, but he's very much on my to-do list now. How about Tip Rieman out of Illinois? This is a throwback tight end who's also a great athlete. Look at the size for Tip. Almost 6'5", 271. He's huge. You don't see that size tight end anymore. He's a very good run blocker, as you might expect from that size, and he ran a 4.64. So he was not on my radar. I'll do more research on him. That's very, very impressive testing there. Kansas State's Ben Sinnott next up here. Again, maybe a dark horse for that tight end 3 role. It is very much up for grabs right now. Showed out tonight. I also thought ran pretty well along with JT Sanders in some of those drills. Just under 6'4". Not the biggest, 250, but a 4.68 40 and a 40-inch vert. Maybe he should be playing basketball with those measurables. And he's going to be a good NFL player, though, too, of course. One more corner here, Kamari Lassiter. Haven't gotten the official graphic for you guys when it comes to the agilities. They tested really well agility-wise. I think there is a chance he ends up being a first-round pick. Finally, I'm going to call him a winner, I suppose. Tyler Owens out of Texas Tech was going to be one of the freakiest testers here. And if you had the fastest 40-yard dash time from him, I'm sorry, pulled something on his 40-yard dash. He had a chance to run in the 4.3s. 12-foot 2-inch broad jump, which is the second best broad jump ever, which is currently held by world record holder Byron Jones, by the way. Because he also did that at the combine, which is insane. He also had second best vert among safeties at 41 inches. Pulled something on the 40. He might have been a record setter in terms of just overall safety testing right there. Also had a very viral combine comment for saying that he's not sure space is real and other planets exist. I'm starting to suspect this might be a cover story because he's an alien. Throwing that out there, he also said Flat Earth has some evidence to it, which some teams aren't going to like that, I'll be honest. They're just going to be like, dude, what are you doing? But when you're a freak athlete, there's a great scouting adage here, as you guys vote, are other planets in space real? Y for yes, N for no. That if Hannibal Lecter could run a 4.4 40, NFL would call it an eating disorder, and they'd find a way to excuse it there. So they'll overlook Owens for that athletic testing. All right, on to the losers, unfortunately. And this one pains me dearly. Kool-Aid McKinstry has to be on the list, not because of anything he did, but because of what he couldn't do. Medicals revealed a Jones fracture in his foot. Now, reportedly, he's going to still test at his pro day on March 20th and then go get it fixed. Now, it stinks because I wanted to see what McKinstry ran. Terrion Arnold had a good but not elite day testing. Hoping he's going to test that off the charts level, but he's so fluid. His technique's awesome. He's still going to be a really good player. Not going to ding him at all, by the way. But I wanted to see what McKinstry did. There were speed concerns there for Kool-Aid. There were. Those did not get answered tonight. Arnold, by the way, was good, not elite. 8.37 relative athletic score. Not the same as, Mitchell or Wiggins testing-wise, but he's still going to be a top 15 pick, top 20 pick in the running for CB1. Brock Bowers also did not test, and I'm a little clarity here. He's still going to be one of my best players on the board. I'm not going to ding him from that perspective. Checked in at 6'3", 243. Didn't do any running, and they changed it this year, or I think maybe it was last year. You're not going to be able to add the water weight and then shed it the next day and then go run. You test and weigh in the same day that you test. You weigh in the same day that you test to kind of eliminate that as a thing players were doing. Makes me wonder, and this is the buzz right now, of did he just add weight and then is going to run at Georgia and shed it? There were some size concerns with him and making sure he did test as freaky as we think he is. But I'm not going to ding him. But when we're talking like being pick 5 or maybe being pick 8 or pick 7, whatever, pick 9, you're starting to split hairs there, and this is something that you can nitpick. All right, this one also kind of stinks. Cam Kinchins, look, he's got great ball skills. He's a playmaker. Going in, it's like, hey, is he athletic enough to play free safety? Survey says Bad showing. There's no way around it. 5'11", 203, solid size. The broad was terrible. We're talking awful percentile in that percentages, and the 40-yard dash was poor. So Kinshins, he had some safety one buzz. It's gone. It's not going to happen. Who was the biggest loser from day 2 of the NFL Combine? Any player, again, as I said last night, you can say me if you want to. Sound off in the comments. Ennis Rakestraw out of Missouri, next up here. There's been round 1 buzz. I didn't really see it, and nothing that happened tonight's going to change that for me. Rakestraw's testing was just kind of mediocre. I think he shed some weight. I don't think he's going to play at 183. He might play a little bit heavier, but was trying to test better and kind of didn't. So we're looking here at a slightly below average athlete, and in a class full of freaky corners, he's not going to quite crack my top 5. Top 10 for sure, though. Maybe one of the bigger, from where we sat mid-season to now, just grades is Kalen King. He had a rough Ohio State showing, struggled down the stretch this year, really bad at the Senior Bowl, and Penn State is known for freak athletes. Kalen King ran a 4.61. Unofficial times there, by the way, but I think that did check in on the wrong side of 4.6. Compared to most positions, corner is a stopwatch spot because there are times you have to run with the fast guy next to you. How is Kalen King going to cover those speedy receivers if he's doing a 4.6 140? It's just not going to happen. Size is good. Length is actually not that ideal, but it's passable. Explosion was good, but corners is a stopwatch position, and King didn't test well.